We're live.
Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another special edition of the Hockey Nation live show. This is your Coach Franchise, directly from the booth, and we have to go all the way to now stop in Texas to find our co-host, Michael DeVillano. Welcome back, Michael. Happy Tuesday.
Did you see the shutout by Kaapo Kahkonen last night?
We have, 5 or 6 games by 1 goal, and this game is by 2 goals, but I think it was a empty net, if I can recall it. So it's a great, amazing performance. Another call like a rookie or someone got his first shutout in NHL, and it's the way what Minnesota does. And then I think the most for me was more not again Vegas.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like we were saying before this game, this is a good game to watch. Which I don't think at the beginning of the year we would have thought that. You know, they'd made some moves that were like, what are they doing? Well, now we see what they're doing. They got a star in Kaprizov. Zuccarello comes in and is very effective with them. And then they got a great young goalie. We knew they were deep on D. This is exciting. I mean, for them to be able to be 13-8-1 at this point, I don't think anybody would have called that.
No, I think that's a great performance overall for Minnesota. You know, it's another team where we never expect, like Florida Panthers or the New York the Chicago Blackhawks. You know, and they continue to surprise everybody night after night, and you know they are 2-2 against Vegas this year, and I think that's amazing. And to be now the top 4 in the West Division, that's another great way to. We question a lot Bill Gay reigns during the summer or the off season. You know what I mean? Like a couple of trade with Eric Stahl, everything like that, and let it go that nook and that net, And at the end of the day, he really know what he's doing, honestly, because the team play over what my expectation was for him.
And they're fun to watch. And I think even the Luke Kunin move was weird for me because of the Bonino, but they haven't missed him. I mean, they've got some good players. They're playing high tempo. It's fun to watch, and they got a great goalie. You know what? That's 2 teams that we underestimated, and they have like these low key rookie Finnish goalies. I mean, I think the key is get a Finnish goalie.
I think also it's like behind him. Not many talk, but if you check the stat of Cam Talbot, he have a great, stat also for the team. So as you know, at the end of the day, I think it's a bold goaltender, and I think we said in the beginning of the year, if the team have a great duo of goaltender, they're going to perform, they're going to get better, and that's the way they do that very well. So another great performance for Minnesota yesterday, and it was a game at 8:00. It was the only one at 8:00, so that was good to watching them perform that way.
Is there any team in the NHL that has a deeper defense than Minnesota? Like they got to be right up there. I don't think they have the top end guy, but 1 through 5 are really good.
Yeah, they have a good, from that moment, from that point, they have a good defenseman, and they carry on to the forward where the forward. It's not great. They don't have a big name over there.
Well, they do now. His name's Kaprizov.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like he's not established yet, but he's doing well. But I think if you look about Bill around him, he don't have that kind of, Parise is 36 years old, and Carrillo is 34, I believe, and they have older players around him. But again, I think like a guy like Greenway.
Yep. And
then Erickson, AK. That's another one. And then we don't mention, but the trade they did for Kevin Fiala, I think that's maybe the best steal on that one.
Totally. Like he's such a talented player, and they're letting him play. He had, he wasn't super happy and kind of was pegged as being an attitude guy. The Swiss guys are a little different, right? But look at him. He's such a talented player. He's so good.
I think so.
That goal last night he scored? He's coming down the wing, and if you watch what he does, he kind of shifts this much, and the goalie didn't move with him, so it opened up a side. And his talent level is super high.
Exactly. So I think I think overall, it's a team surprise, like other, like I just mentioned earlier, and look, we have to give credit, not only the players, but I think we don't mention any. I don't hear anybody talk about the head coach or the Dean Avison.
Been great.
You know what I mean, like nobody talk about him.
No, but he's been great. I mean, it's nice to see surprise success.
Yep. So it's good to see this, and that's great.
All right, so the next game that I had on the slate was the San Jose Sharks win over the St. Louis Blues 3-2.
Yeah, well, a surprise game yesterday. It's going to be like this all the time, right? San Jose, I think they are winning back-to-back game, or they are like the last 3 games. But again, St. Louis, I think, have a 6W. Like the last 6 games, they were like 5-0-1 or 4-0-2. Again, they lost an OT. They got another point, an extra point. Berube said after the game, we did not play the level we should, but at the end of the day, we get that one, and that's the most important thing. And it's a team. St. Louis, I think they are number 2 in the division. But San Jose, they got the way to get there, but again, it's not a team perform the level they should place in the beginning of the year. Good to see them get that 2 point yesterday, but I think it's rare they gave only 2 goals. They have an average of 3 point something per game, but again, they got the way to get that one, and that's count at the end of the day. And OT, that's good.
It works. All right, so I'm constantly amazed at how well the Ottawa Senators play. And the Oilers, we know, have been kind of struggling. They really needed that win. But Ottawa's very competitive. I mean, they've been giving everyone a run for their money. Stutzle scores again. They play
he's six of the year. It's not a matter of the color, the jersey in front of them. It's like the fault. I see that team, like the mentality. Is they play hockey is like playing the pound. Like
a little bit, right? Like they play that high tempo game.
They don't really care who they are in front of them. They just like, look, we're going to play hard. We follow the system, and let's play hockey, have fun behind everything. So
pretty much.
So it's another great performance over there for them. And it was 2-2 yesterday at some point, and then finally 3-2, but 3-1, and then the rookie scored another one, 6 of the year.
Turris had a very good game, by the way. I don't know if you watched it.
Who?
Kyle Turris played very well yesterday. He set up a really nice goal for Draisaitl. It was good to see Yamamoto. He played on the top line, so he was playing with Draisaitl and McDavid, and he gets a goal out of that.
It's the thing, I mean, like the struggle, the fun between this year, Edmonton, they are able to win those games at 1 goal per game, like 3-2, 3-1, or 4-3, whatever they are. I think good performance, a goaltender, but they need more at Xcel and McDavid, because when they are off, I feel like that team don't do anything.
Well, the 1 goal, Kahkonen was not good on. So it could have been a little better, but I think the key for them is they were successful last year, Pierre, when they got secondary scoring from Yamamoto. When he started scoring at a point a game, he was pretty effective. We know he had a rough kind of
system overall, but again, as a team, they have the everything to make that team good. It's just to see how they're going to react again at the state like they did against Toronto.
Yep. So now I think, this puts them in a pretty good spot. Like they're back to second in the division, or are they?
Yeah, they are second. Winnipeg is, with Montreal, depend the game, everything like that. So they are not division.
Yeah, Winnipeg and Montreal have 3 games in hand on Edmonton, though.
Yeah.
So Edmonton 16-11, 32 points, 593 win percentage are temporarily, I think, in second. Winnipeg is a 646, so much better winning percentage. Actually, Montreal's got a better winning percentage.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think it's going to be between those 4, although we see Vancouver's kind of slowly clawing their way back into the discussion.
Yeah.
All right. So the other game that we had, man, Arizona does not want to go away, and Colorado cannot get it strung together. Kuemper, I don't know if you watched this game, but Kuemper got hurt. I don't know what the prognosis is, if it was a groin or something. He left the game and it was 2-2. And then Arizona went down the other end and scored.
Yeah. It's another team where it's like Minnesota, where nobody expect anything from Arizona, and somehow, somewhere,
They're
Big
good.
Dog can't find a way to make that team better. And then you talk about defensemen earlier about Minnesota. I think we don't give enough credit for defensemen for Phoenix, because I think we always talk about UEL over there, but I think the Jacob Chengran.
Wow, he scores again last night, right?
Yeah, I think he scored 7 of the year. He's doing a great job for them. And then behind them, you have the Kolikoski, I believe, and Arjun Manson or something like that. The Sweden.
Hjalmarsson. Yeah, and Nick Hjalmarsson's he's won Stanley Cups with Chicago.
And then they have another player there, Ostil or Oleski. You have another defenseman.
Osterley is pretty good. Jordan Osterley was like a throwaway by Edmonton. So defenseman, like he was kind of in that Jeff Petrie era, and he was a young defenseman, and they was like, no, he's not good. And I was like, I watched him. He's pretty good.
I think he has already like 11, 12 points.
I mean, it's kind of a mistake, but you look at this team, Chychrun's third leading scorer, 18 points in 25 games. That's pretty damn good. Yep. I really like watching Christian Dvorak. He looks like very commanding on the ice. He's got good size. He's on the puck, and he's dangerous when he gets it. Keller's looking solid like he always does. Connor Garland, I think, again, like he's just such a dynamic offensive player, that small guy, but man, he can play. Somehow Kessel, minus 8 goals.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But Schmaltz is a good player. Like, they got some depth. But you're right. Look at this. 11 points for Jordan Oesterle.
I know.
Brassard's effective. They got some parts, like they're not bad. The guy that's really actually all of this, and Lawson Krause is having a terrible year. Like Lawson was looking like he was busting through. Christian Fischer, nothing. Right?
Nothing there too.
It's bizarre. Like I thought those would be two guys that would really turn it on.
Yep, I had two players I was going to talk about this, and they really struggle. The two team, and they struggle the most for the Phoenix over there. It's a surprise team, and then I think that start with a defenseman. After that, you have 5 good forward, and then the goaltender over there. I think they are not. We don't give enough credit for both of them.
Oh man, I was thinking last night when I was watching before he got hurt. I'm like, is there a better goalie than Kuemper? Like, he's so big. He's always square to the puck. His rebound control is excellent. He just gets amazing numbers year after year.
Yeah, this year is struggle on the record. I think it's 6-8-2, but overall,
so he's like 7-7-0, but he's a 241 and a 914. Like, his numbers are as good as anyone.
Oh, yeah, a great number. It's just like every time he's on the net, he don't have the production of the team.
Yeah,
like another 2-3-2 yesterday, right? But honestly, you have a lot of games they lost like 3-2, 4-3, 2-1, and that's what he got those losses over there. It's really rare when you hear like Arizona get destroyed 7-1 or 6-1. They are always compete every game all the time.
Yeah, they're definitely competitive. They're not quite over that hump. I don't know if they have that player to push them over or not, but
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But
yep.
Where is Barrett Hayton? I thought he had made the team. Is he in the AHL? Let's look, because I thought he had made the team. No, he's in Tucson. So he's playing with the Roadrunners. No points in 6 games. Interesting. He had 2 goals and 1 assist in 14 games with Arizona.
Yeah, he got sent back this week or last week.
Oh, they did, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Barrett Hayton, 14-2, and 14 games, 2 goals, 1. Okay, I was wondering because I was looking at, I didn't see him on their roster, but
Yep. It was just sent like a couple of days ago, like maybe middle of the week or last week earlier.
all right, I'm gonna let you talk about this for 1 second. I got to step away for 1 second.
All right, Vancouver Canucks again, the Montreal Canadiens, 2-1 and OT. I call this like a robbery. Vancouver did not play for 59 minutes, and they have one, when you lead 1-0 at the beginning of the first period until to the end of the game, I always said as a coach, and I always said to people, you always want one shot away to tie up the game at any moment. You're only one shot away, only one shot away. If you have a goaltender, it can make you to stay in the game, but you have a lot of chance to tie up the game. And Montreal during the last 55 minutes of the game, because they scored 4:41, I believe, or 4:13 at the first period. Goal of Jeff Petrie. It's a 9 of the year. You only one shot away, so Montreal cannot make the second goal of the game, and then suddenly, Adam Gaudette came from nowhere, a slap shot, like a major league slap shot, like any goalie cannot stop that one. He hit the post inside and then go in. Carey Price performed very well yesterday, but Vancouver did nothing all game long, like nothing. It's like it's a shame to get a win over there. To be honest with you. So, but again, the outcome sometime you have a bad loss, you have a good loss. This is a good loss for the Montreal Canadiens. It's another point, but at the end, they deserve to win that game because Vancouver did nothing. They have maybe 4 chances all game. And he took an amazing, great shot to them. And OT was one of the most boring OT, Michael, in NHL. Boring, like boring.
I'm very disappointed Tyler Toffoli didn't score.
Yeah, but a couple of good chance. Demko was solid in front of net. Price was solid, but the OT was boring. Honestly, no chance. Like Montreal have no chance. The puck was always in neutral zone. They was circle like NASCAR driver. It was terrible. And you have a good chance for Brock Bowser, but Price make an amazing save with the glove. And then you have 2 chances at the end of the OT for Vancouver, but overall was boring. So Montreal in an OT or shootout, they are 0-7. They lost 0-4 in OT and 0-3 in shootout. So in 9 at 10, they have only 1 goal. And Mr. Tata, I call him Mr. Tata. In French is Tata. So Tata tried to do a shootout and bring the puck between legs. So, I mean,
Thomas is a nice person, and
Mr. Tata was really like. Hopefully, we never put him back. Anyway, at the press conference, Mr. Ducharme, head coach, he was not very happy about that one. It was nice. His answer was nice, but I know inside of him, maybe his last shot and shootout for Montreal for long.
Probably. Who else was in the shootout?
What do you think about Charlie Lindgren? But you never have it's hard to be a goaltender and the prospect because you have Carey Price there, and it's hard to go from AHL, and it is a good goaltender, but not good enough to be a job in NHL, and it's very hard to go through NHL. They have a lot of prospect over there. They have also Caden Primo. Over there.
Is the goalie of the future. I mean, that's just the reality of it there. Yeah. I don't know I don't see a role for Charlie Lindgren long term personally. He's not that big either, right? Like he's not a big.
No, he's not that big. And then after that is the consistency, right? And I think he can pick up. He got a couple of games the last 2-3 years with Montreal, and he picked up a couple of great games against New York Rangers or something. But again, the consistency showing up every time. It's not easy. But
do you think he's 6'1"? They say he's 6'1". I thought he was like 5'11".
I was thinking a little bit smaller.
I think so.
But
skates.
yeah, it's a good question. I'll be honest with you. It's a one other player, like many other goaltender, are never going to have a chance to play in NHL. Because think about this: you have only 62 goaltender in the world in NHL, right? So it's not easy to go through all the way to stay there. So
Adam, I'm not sure I agree with this statement about Miska. I think that the one thing we talked about yesterday is that Colorado needs a backup goalie, and it's not this guy. But maybe you were wrong. But
I think you have to see him a little bit better. I think he's what 20. What?
He's not very old, right? He's like 20.
No, I think he did well with Colorado Eagles and AHL. You talk about Lindgren. That's another one. That's one of the many like Miska. I think at some point you have a chance right now, and you have to prove to stay in the NHL to do that.
Charlie is 27 now, Pierre.
Oh yeah, Charlie is old. Yeah.
And then Adam's final comment was about Minnesota high school hockey. So I scout with the Everett Silvertips. I go to Minnesota regularly, although less so. We actually have a scout there now, Pat Cullen. We should have Pat on the. I'll reach out to Pat. We should have Pat on the podcast, Pierre. Pat Cullen's really knowledgeable about hockey, and he's plugged into that Minnesota high school stuff. He's plugged into all our like Shattuck and everything.
Yeah, it's a great question again, and then it's scouting there like anybody else. Like it's really you have a couple of players like middle stat for the Minnesota got draft and NHL first round pick, and it remind me a lot like football in Texas between Midland and Odessa, where the scout was going to see a game high school just to watch them, right? So it's the same thing in hockey.
It's the only place, Pierre, where high school hockey matters, I think. I think everywhere else, high school hockey is not a thing.
Well, it's matter in different ways, but not like Minnesota. Minnesota is the touch not, in hockey. You know what I mean? Because every kid play Minnesota. I don't know, Adam, where you come from, but every kids came from Minnesota prefer to play high school, does not want to play junior, most of them.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's really recognized. It's on TV. You have people like 4, 5, 6,000 people. It's really different like anybody else. You can say Boston also, but again, it's another way. It's really different.
The caliber of hockey is very good. I mean, we drafted a player in the U.S. draft last year. This was in the second round from there. A lot of kids in LA go to Shattuck now because it's the same money or cheaper, and they get to live on campus and walk to the rink, and they don't have to drive all over the place and fly all over the place. And Shattuck's a great program. So lots of good hockey there. We definitely recognize that. All right, the final game of the night. This was a kind of a crazy one, Pierre.
Yeah, every time I was watching Montreal, because they play at the same time at 10 o'clock, and then come back, watch the score. The score was changing all the time, back and forth. And then at some point, I think Anaheim was like 4-1 or 4-2 or 5-2, something like that. And then 5-3. Then they come back 2 goals, 5-5, and they score in OT. Great performance. Kempe, honestly, have a hat trick yesterday. Another player. It's another player behind everybody else, Kopitar have a great run right now, 7 points the last 4 games, 2 goals, 5 assists. They lost Jonathan Quick. He's a overbody day to day. So that's another, if you know that, it's rare Peterson score, gave 5 goals, 6 goals, if you look about those games. But, you can see Ben Hutton have a great goal there. Dawson Brown, 13 of the year.
Jeez. And, Comtois gets 3 assists, Pierre.
Yeah, that's one thing I took a note of that one where Comtois have 3 assists yesterday. It's a 2-team similar. It's a 2-team we said yesterday morning. Anaheim need have a lot of players there, but one player we don't talk right there is Raquel.
Raquel, he's talented, man. I don't know why he's not producing.
So, he's producing, Michael. The last 6 games, you have 12 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that makes more sense because
But he did not perform a lot for the prior to that part. You can go all the way game log. You're going to see you have like
Ooh,
5
4,
point in the beginning.
7, 10 points in 5 games, 12 points in 6 games.
Yeah,
Wow. Good
yeah,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really good for Anaheim because he's not lost anything. I mean, you can watch him. He's a good player.
He's a great player.
And then Zegras gets his second assist. I might have been able to score that.
He's sticking first, and then they hold the puck, and then that's what
Throw
Doughty move his legs. So
good player.
good performance overall. And like I said, and I'm surprised. Minnesota surprised. I don't consider Vancouver surprised, but one stat for Vancouver: Vancouver did not win since 2017 against Montreal in a regular time.
Wow.
So I think like price is like 11.03 now.
It's like a dagger.
So.
All right, Pierre, what do we got going on tonight?
We have another busy night tonight. Tuesday night, they are busy for sure. I don't know if you have it in front of you.
Yeah, let's take a look here. So first game is the Rangers versus the Penguins. The Penguins are suddenly 14-9-1, so they're looking pretty good. Rangers 10-10-3 are not out of it. Buchnevich, the last game I saw him, not the last game, but the prior game, he played very well.
Yeah, that's a rematch. Honestly, they play Sunday. Pittsburgh beat them 5-1. So it'll be interesting what happened. We expect Jerry to be back in the lineup, and then Georgiev have a bad game. Hopefully, he would be between the pipes for them. Ranger before that game. Ranger have a 3-1 last week, and it was the only loss they got last week. So they are pretty good run, and they run well because two player, 93 and number 13. Lafreniere, and they're doing great for the last couple of games. And then Pittsburgh, Crosby's doing well right now, and the team follow everybody else. And both of them are 3-1 last week, so they have a good week. But I believe Pittsburgh going to get that one.
It'll be interesting to see if they, there's always been talk about trading Kreider, which I never understand because if you look, he's a big guy. I know he's getting older, but he's been a very consistent offensive goal scorer for them. And he's got 13 goals in 23 games. And he's a beast out there. He's scary.
Yeah, he's doing well. He scored 4 goals, a hat trick, I believe, last week or something like that. So it's a little bit surprised me. The Rangers, be honest with you, they are like number 6 in the division now. I thought they would be like 7 or 8. But they have a good run right now, and you have to give credit to Adam Fox. I think Fox he's
played well.
D'Angelo he left, he picked up that spot as a quarterback over there. He's doing really well. If you watch him play, he's amazing. He have an amazing goal again. I think it was Sunday against Pittsburgh, all the way behind the net, all the way north south. So I think he's one of the player there. Yeah, look, they have a good rookie with Kaapo doing better, everything like that. Blackwell did not play last game. I don't know if he was hurt or they just scratched him, held his scratch. But it's a team growing like a little bit like Ottawa. The only thing we said, the Rangers this week, they did not start on the good foot at the beginning of the year. They struggled the first 5, 8 games, 10 games. But since that, they play better as a unit together.
Second game, we got Bruins versus Islanders. Islanders, of course, 15-6-4. Bruins are no slouch at 13-6-3. I think it'll be a really tight game. I don't know who you're going with.
It's a game to watch for me because you get now the Islanders are number 1 in the East Division. That surprised me completely. And Boston are number 3 right now. Boston struggled, as we said to you, the last 10 games. They have a really more difficult time. They are not exactly who they are. And Islanders, on the flip side, they're looking great, to be honest with you. They are good. You know what I mean? Like they are maybe one time during the season they struggle a little bit, but last week 4-0, and I know they play against Buffalo, but still we can you have to win those games. You know what I mean? Like whatever is Buffalo, you have to. It's not because it's Buffalo. You know what I mean?
Buffalo's a mess, so as we know. I just don't understand like what's going on over there. I think you were hitting it on the head before. Maybe we don't realize because, maybe the owners are very involved in these decisions because I think that if Kevin Adams was preserving himself, he would have made a move by now.
Yep, I think so too. Islanders are 7-2-1, Michael, and then Boston, look, they are 4-5-1.
Wow.
I believe Boston's going to make a move the next 2 weeks.
We're gonna find out.
I think they're looking for forward or they're looking for a defenseman, and that would be surprised. Not because nobody's going to wait until the end of the April 12th, Michael, is almost the end of the season.
Yeah, you don't have enough time to integrate a guy. Like you only
because you cannot move any player from quarantine.
Right.
14 days.
You might as well eat the time now and then give them a chance to get acclimatized.
That's what I said. That that division right now, I believe they are the one. I think they are like the one they have to do a move like anybody else to get that kind of players.
All right, so the other game, Devils versus Capitals. Devils are interesting for some reasons. We look for Jack Hughes. Pavel Zacha is having a very good year, I think, overall. They've had a great goaltending performance on a couple occasions now from Wedgwood. I don't know if is Blackwood back in tonight. I would think, but
I think so too. They have a bad stretch. The last 10 game, Michael, they have 2-8-0, maybe the worst in NHL. They have the very difficult time to come back the team they were before the COVID-19, and after that they really struggled. After that, I think Jack Hughes is better. You have a good year. You mentioned those names. I think Palmieri don't play the level he should play in the beginning of the year. But again, at the end of the day, it's a team. They are what I expect to be. They are not. Sign up a couple of players. I don't see them more what they are. It's just they have a bad stretch of 2-8. They have always played well against Boston, but the other team, they struggle.
Yeah, I think I'm excited about the progress of Zacha. Hughes is their second leading scorer. I think we'd have to see Gusev was a healthy scratch, I think.
Yeah, he's under one struggle this year.
Not really kicking it.
Yeah, 3-4 goal point, 16 games, something like that. He's under one to get a COVID-19. And at some time like that, Michael, like I said, it's not because you're NHL, you get COVID. It's like, it's not a big deal. Some players get very more badly to anybody else to come back, in shape, everything like that. And Kusev would be someone like that. Like they are like 17, 19 players got COVID. We cannot make the excuse.
It's a good point.
Day,
Maltsev has 3 goals in 9 games, Pierre. Mikhail Maltsev, rookie Russian kid, 22 from St. Petersburg, Russia.
Yeah, you talk about him. Okay, he's big.
He's big. And he's got talent.
Yep, I agree with you.
Yeah, Jesper Bratt's been kind of disappointing. Like only 1 goal this year, but he has missed time. He's only played 15 games.
Yeah. Another RFA signed contract as a dispute contract and he don't perform.
Not cool. All right. So after that, we have the Predators, Hurricanes. Predators again have had some good games, but they're still 11-14. Hurricanes are just a very, very, very good team.
Well, it's a team like he struggled a lot. They are 5-5 the last 10 game, and they won the last game, but he lost the 3 game, 2 against Florida last week. I'll be honest with you. One player there is Philip Forsberg, 8 point. Hold on. He has just got it. He have 7 point the last 5, 8 point the last 5 game. And since the beginning of the year, he is a regular night after night. He produce everything. One thing I want to mention to you, Roman Josi have -12, Michael.
That's very not Roman Josi like.
No. A lot of players this year that have a couple of -21 for Dalton.
That's kind of strange.
Yep.
Your Florida Panthers play the Blue Jackets tonight. Blue Jackets remain kind of, they're 1 game below 500, and the Panthers continue to have success overall. We know they had some tough games recently, but I got to look for Panthers winning that.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a game, like like I said to many times, like our buddy and Anthony come here many times per week talking about the Panthers. And matter of fact, usually Craig is with us every Tuesday, but he's on the road right now with them, so that's the reason he's not with us. But um, that's the kind of game, Michael. I was said they cannot drop those game against Columbus, Nashville, Dallas, Detroit, and Chicago. They have to most to play 600 want to make the playoff, and that's a very important game right now. And Columbus, Michael, they are 3-6-1, and Patrick Laney have 0 point the last 6 games.
Yeah, that's not good. They need him to be their best player. -6.
And they want to have a one more. Max Domi,
Oh my God, look at this.
2 point the last 16 games.
I mean, Pierre, he's junk.
So
This is just not acceptable.
So we can blame a lot Mac Bergevin, right? But he find a way to get those trade works most 99% of the time. Cannot be right, but on the trade is really good, Bergevin.
He seems to be fine. I mean, Roslovic been quiet.
Yeah. He have a good stretch when he came back, and now the last couple of games he's really quiet, and maybe 1 or 2 points the last 8 games.
Yep, 2 points in 5 games, -1 each of the last few, -1, minus.
But you have a little bit like you're going to see after that. You have not many game, not many points after that. So it's a team struggle to score, and we already know that the best player right now for them is Cam Atkinson.
Yeah,
he carry on that team on his shoulder. I'll be honest with you.
He's a good player. I wonder if they ever move him.
Yeah, what?
I wonder if they ever trade that guy, because he's getting up there, right? He's not young.
Yeah, is that 26, 27?
Is he? I don't know about that.
Atkinson?
31.
31? Really?
Wow. Yeah. He's in 1989. All right. So then the other big game, and I'm actually very interested in this game, are the Jets versus the Maple Leafs. Jets are a really good team. We love watching them. And Maple Leafs obviously have had a lot of success in the last month. They're 18-6-2. Jets are 15-8-1 with some games in hand. We're seeing 2 superstar lines, actually 3 great lines in Winnipeg, and great goaltending. And we know the Leafs, if you get into a firefight with them. But I think it's an interesting matchup. I think that you have a much bigger team with the Jets, and they got talent.
I would not be surprised. This is the final North Division at the end of the year. You're absolutely right. Matthew is off. Did not have no point the last 3 games, but whatsoever they find a way to win. But and they lost the last 2 games against Vancouver. We'll be. I like you said, this is a game to watch because I think Winnipeg have everything. The only thing we said is the defensemen have to get better. But when you have early build behind, whatsoever have a bad game against Montreal, we're going to have a bad game sometime. I think overall Winnipeg is really strong team in that North Division.
Detroit versus Tampa. This has the potential to be an absolute mess.
It could be. Gord over there have 6 points the last 5 games, 4 games. So Gord is doing well over there. They play without Kucherov, and that team is it's like a machine. It's like a Formula car. It's just like
talent.
It's just whatever they play, whatever who they are, they will maybe miss a couple of games or a bad game, but overall it's just a machine. Consistency, night after night. That's who they are.
Last 5 games, Sam Gagne's had 5 points, but we know that's probably in 2 of the 5 games.
Yeah, because you have 3 goals in 1 game, so that's happening over there. When you can have, I think we don't give enough credit, Michael. I know we talk about, but I made a video yesterday about the race trophies, and I think Andrei Vasilevsky don't get all the credit he deserves. He have 1.73 this year. He's an Ironman behind that structure of the Tampa Bay. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, he's always about Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, and Eggman.
I mean, did he win the Vezina before?
So again,
Has he ever
yeah,
won the Vezina?
yeah, he believe I think at in 18 or 19 they won one year. But
I mean, listen, he's an elite goalie. He's top 3 or 4 in the NHL.
oh yeah, definitely. He's 173 right now. It's again behind Fleury. Good.
Yeah. 18-19. So Hellebuck won it. I think it's still between those two guys, and I don't know who else you would throw in the mix, but
Fleury.
I was going to say Fleury might be this year, right?
Yeah, I did yesterday, Michael, the Vezina Trophy. I invite people watching this video, but my point to you, you have also Gruber at 206 and Varlamov at 2.10. So yeah, I'm giving you right now the best 4: Fleury, Vasilevsky, and Gruber, and Varlamov as a goal again average best player. But again, Ali Biokis will have to be in the conversation for sure.
I'm gonna mention something related to the Vezina Trophy that might surprise you. The 2017-18 winner of the Vezina Trophy.
You asking me who they are?
Yeah, who do you think it would have been for 2017-18?
Yeah, I think it's a strange team because that year it was I cannot recall it, but I will go with Islanders, but I could be wrong.
Pecorine. It's only 3 years ago, Pierre.
Yeah, with Nashville.
Yeah, I'm shocked. And then what's even crazier, so the Bobrovsky was before that, and Bobrovsky's won too. But before that, Braden Holtby.
Yeah.
He's fallen off a lot, though. All right, so let's wrap up the final games here. So Detroit, Tampa, we mentioned, could be a mess. Chicago and Dallas is the final game. Dallas has not really been playing amazing. Chicago, I think, has been playing very well.
If you want to be honest with you, if you want to go up, Dallas make the playoff. They cannot. They have to beat Chicago. Is the team they raised. Is the team they want to catch up. So they cannot lose that game, Michael. Not at all. They are 2-6-2 the last 10. They lost an OT again. Nashville, another team they chase, and I don't see them right now in the playoff.
I mean, right now they're not looking like it.
The only way, Michael, they can make the playoff, it will be the fall apart of Chicago, right? And I will say to you, they will barely make it at 525 max. That's what Dallas is going to make that part over there. But because they have Columbus, Nashville in front of them, they have to compete with them also. It's just going to be too hard.
So, I mean, let's be realistic too, though. They do still have 5 or 6 games in hand on most teams. So Chicago's played 26 games. They would have to go, though, Pierre, on a big streak in the next 6 games.
Okay, Michael, I would change this. You're right what you said. I would ask you this question. They have 20 game play, 36 game to go to make the playoff. Do you believe that team at least they have to go? I would say the worst 10-16. That's not good enough.
No, there's no way. They would have to turn it around right now, I think.
So my question to you, do you believe they can do right now Dallas 24-12 in the last 36 game?
It would be a stretch. They would have to. I mean, I just don't see it.
So
they'll probably move up
to do it, right? Anybody can do it, right? It's impossible.
The only reason I say it would be possible for them is because they get Seguin back, maybe, and they obviously had a great playoff last year. But it's a stretch. It's gonna be tough.
I don't see them.
But they're not out of it. I don't want to call them out of it yet.
Oh no, I'm not going to call, but it's just when we see the calendar, you look about this, it's okay. How they can make it? The only thing right now they can put the team out is Chicago.
They need like 8 or 10 points in the next 6 games, and then they're at least in the mix. But that still does not catch Chicago. Chicago's at 31 points in 26 games. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great to see them to perform that well over there, and it's a good stuff over there.
I don't see Columbus or Nashville challenging. I mean,
not at all.
Nope. Good job, Chicago. All right, well, that's it, Pierre. That's the games we have tonight. Looking forward to some more hockey.
Yeah, that would be great about that one over there. I'm going to give you some name. Tell me who can be traded before the deadline. And they are a group of NHL prospect. Justin Barron, defenseman, Colorado Avalanche.
Traded?
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade him.
Henrik Borgstrom, Florida Panthers.
I don't know if they'll bother, but
Vacislav Firstov, Minnesota Wild.
Why?
Morgan Geeky from the Carolina.
I like Morgan Geeky, Pierre. Morgan Geeky. I don't. If Carolina trades him, I think they're making a mistake.
Timothy Green.
Sorry?
Timothy Legion Green from the Toronto.
Never going to be what people thought. He might play in the NHL, but you watch him one-on-one, it's frightening.
Even Morozov, Golden Knight.
No idea, maybe.
Kirill Marchenko, Columbus.
I have no idea.
Victor Mete.
Probably.
Now this one's going I'm scared to put his name there, but he is there. Spencer Knight.
No. You're never going to trade that guy.
So what I realized this morning, I did not realize that part, is this the other prospect, NHL prospect, Corey Broman, I bring on the table for trade bait. But I realized this. Panther have the goaltender Trigger, right? He become UFA at the end of the year.
How old is he?
26.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, you're never going to trade Spencer Knight, Pierre. They'll re-sign Drieger, don't you think? I mean, although, they got a nasty $10 million contract in front of him, but I think you're crazy if you don't re-sign that guy. You give him $4 million or something. And
so I don't know which one, and maybe not Anthony here. Maybe it's a guy, Jim Viens and the Florida group, but someone bring that idea to trade him.
Drager? I can see that. If you think Spencer Knight's a year away, maybe 2. But, Florida looks like they can contend now, Pierre, and he's their better goalie.
That's my point here.
I don't know why you would do that. He's just like, how many goalies have we seen come in at 26 and suddenly they're good? It's like he's just starting.
You mentioned another one this week also. At 26, 27 years old, you said he's 27. I said, what?
Charlie Lindgren?
No, it wasn't. Someone performed well in the NHL right now. I don't know.
Colin Blackwell's 28.
Who?
Colin Blackwell, the forward and Rangers, 28.
Oh, yeah. It was maybe a forward. But anyway, so, I'll be honest with you. I will not trade. So, I don't know. We have Fenter Pence here, but I will not trade Traeger. I will go all the way. They have a chance to make the playoff right now. He's solid at Michael. And if I'm right now the Seattle, that's what a goaltender I'm going to get. So I think that will be something they have to look about that one over there. So it will be very interesting about the situation with Craig Trigger and the next, until the end of the year, what they're going to do with him. And,
better sign him. I mean, look at Vegas. They have what, 14 million tied up in 2 guys, 13.
How much he will accept?
Drager? I don't know.
That's his contract of his life.
You could do a 2-year, $4 million. Like
$4 million each?
4 and 4.
Too much?
You think so?
Because you have 2 goaltender at $14 million.
That's my point. Vegas has got how much tied up?
They don't have much money. They have to pay Parkov, Huberto, Orvis. After that, Duclair.
What's the most important position in goal in hockey?
Strandman.
You sign him.
But you have already $1 million. You cannot give him like $4 million.
Yeah, let's say you get him for 4, right?
I will offer him 2.5 for 2 years, and
Why wouldn't he go free agent?
what?
Then he should just be a UFA.
Of course, that's my point. I said,
but why would you not offer him 4 and then you figure out the Bobrovsky contract buyout or move or whatever?
and now he's only 2 years. It's going to be only his third years.
How many years are left on that?
8. Yeah, he signed for 8 years. So he still have 6 years right now.
But you buy him out, it'd be 16.
He cannot do that. So they are stop. Now, I will offer him 2.5. Now, he's not going to get. So my point to you, many teams looking for him. He was going to get that $4 million.
That's what I'm saying. Just sign him to the 4 and then trade him later. Don't lose him for nothing. Sign him, use him for the year. Trade him.
Do you believe Spencer Knight is ready? Wait.
Think about this. Expansion draft. Who do you expose?
Well, he is UFA.
But my point is, you sign him for 2 years, you expose Bobrovsky, and you hope they take Bobrovsky.
They won't do that.
You don't know.
They want to give a $10 million a goaltender.
He would be the star in Seattle.
Yeah, too many good goaltender and NHL UFA or on the waiver list going to be open for them. But
I don't know about that. They have one.
But my question:
who else?
Fleury.
Yep. True. I think he might win the Vezina and go to Seattle.
Frederick Anderson.
Who?
Frederick Anderson.
What? How is he going to be?
He's UFA.
They're going to sign him. What do they got? Nothing. They're going to sign him.
You going to sign him for how much? 8 million?
Whatever he wants. What does he want? How much does he want here?
I'm sure he deserves $8 million. 7.5 would be the really good number. What?
He'll get 7.
So he gets 7 million is a contract 5 million, 5 years minimum.
Yep. Sounds right. Listen, and we know in Toronto, they don't give a shit about money. They have
but I think be honest with you, if you have him right now, he said, okay, I'm looking for 8.
Yeah.
But if Dubas come back to him 5 years, $7 million, I would say to you, I will scrap the 8 million with Saddle or someplace because he would be with a great team. You know what I mean? Like the way I think I would, but not under $7 million and at least 5 years.
He's nuts if he leaves Toronto for Seattle.
You never know. You never know. Is the you never know.
I had to like kind of mute the Seattle Kraken group because yesterday some of the things that they're very enthusiastic fans, but they don't really know hockey. Someone was highlighting Bruce Boudreau swearing at the team in the locker room because they were sulking. This is all I can remember about. I'm like, yeah, good. Maybe you should get him. I'm like, he has a team that's like, acting like babies, and he's calling them out.
Applied by the way. So
yeah, he wants to, of course.
Yeah.
Who would not want to coach an expansion team after you saw what Vegas did? But I don't see that emulating in Seattle. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Seattle is going to have a very different. I think the culture in Vegas is as much as it is a reason they win as the players they got. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job. I don't think NHL GMs are going to let that happen again. But you never know.
You never know what, I mean? Like, it would be very interesting that you see the post I put for the draft.
No.
So the NHL proposed 3 ways to have a new way to get. So you cannot have a team anymore to get draft 2 times in the top 5 for 5 years.
Stop screwing with the draft, man.
So, like,
what about Detroit? Detroit has got absolutely screwed.
so you cannot be first round pick for the first fight. Then, secondly, you get only 2 votes and not 3 votes. Thirdly, you cannot drop 8 position back or 9 position backwards, and then you have to be So that's what
these are stupid. This is stupid. Just stop messing with the draft.
But I think it's not right to make like Edmonton get 4 first pick in the 5
And
years.
how did that work out? It didn't.
But you should not give them a chance. Like Detroit get destroyed for the back-to-back year.
That's because they changed the rules because of Edmonton.
But you not change the rules. The still rule is there.
No, before Detroit started being where they are.
No, I'm talking about the 2 years. The last 2 years, Pittsburgh.
That's the point. This is because of McDavid. They changed the rules after McDavid. They're like, we're sick of Edmonton. And then what happens? You stick it to everybody else.
But the rules, it's still there.
Jesus.
You're still there. You can be draft pick, first round pick for 3 years back to back right now.
So that's not helping Detroit. They put the lottery odds so low, and Detroit needed a top 3 pick at some point, and they've never had better than 5?
But the point it was said like the Rangers this year got from 16th to first. Should not be that way. So they try to minimize, like a team should not be first round pick 2 more in the gap of 5 years.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I think either you go back to the way it was prior, or you just live with it. But I think you go back to the way it was. Now they're trying to add another silly rule that makes it so random.
Yeah. It is going to be interesting to know if it's going to be on the pushback or no pushback. I think they should push back.
I don't get it. Just make it so that it's fair. When a team is bottom 3, they have higher odds. It's not that complicated. And stop trying to protect the first overall pick.
You said the team or the players?
The team, they're trying to make it so the same teams don't win another McDavid and then a Taylor Hall and a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. This all goes back to how many first-round picks Edmonton had. And then they changed it, and it totally stuck it to teams, specifically Detroit. Stuck it to Colorado. Colorado got lucky. So, they were fortunate. So why? Because what they've done is they've made the odds. You could finish bottom 3, and your odds are almost the same as if you finish bottom 6 or 7. There's not that much difference. So I think they just need to reweight the odds so that those bottom teams have a better chance. Stop making these arbitrary fake rules to protect the first pick. If you're 16th and you have a 1% chance instead of an 8% chance, there's a big difference there.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why they did it, because they tried to even it out. And fairness doesn't work, Pierre.
By the way, we are wrong. Edgewood start the game tonight.
Oh, he is. Scott's getting another start. Come on, Wedge. Good for him. I'd like to see him have success. Good family.
That's him, 27 years old.
Yeah, that's it. Because Scotty's a 92.
Yeah, that's him. Remember you told me he was 27. That's the one I'm talking about earlier. About is another Drager categories age side where they come back late, or we talk about Mason Martian. Like you told me he's 25. So what?
Yeah, he's been around, but he's playing very well. Good big player too. Who wouldn't want that type of player?
He played on the first line last game, scored 1 goal.
Good. I like that. That's good stories. There's a lot of good stories this year.
Yep. That's pretty much what we have today on Tuesday, March 9. We're going to be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern Time for another great program of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Don't forget tonight, about 8 game in the NHL. Look forward to see you tomorrow morning on Wednesday.
Thanks, Pierre. Have a great day.
Everybody.